Hey friends, welcome. Thank you so much for choosing me to practice with today. This one is for beginners, so people who have never done yoga before or have maybe tried it a couple times, then this is a gentle introduction to this ancient, beautiful practice of yoga. So lots of hip opening through the front body, opening through the side body, twisting, a full body practice. Now you won't need any props unless you would like a blanket or a pillow for a little bit more support. And for anyone who's interested in retreats and trainings with me, then please click the link in the description. And like always guys, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would be so grateful. Enjoy the practice. So we're going to start with the right shin crossed over the left shin in a seat. Now, if you find that the knees are really high and you feel like you're tilting back, then grab a hold of a pillow or two pillows to find a little bit more height in the seat. And don't worry so much if the knees are still high, that's okay. Just let the legs soften, let the legs be heavy. And I'm going to mirror you today, so hopefully you don't get confused, and hopefully I won't get confused. So coming up onto the fingertips and take a big breath in into the heart. And then come down halfway on the exhale. And just notice, you might really feel it or almost coming just a little bit forwards. And then back up, breathe in. And just do twice more like that. So inhale, and then exhale, fold. Back up, breathing in. Straight to it, fold in, breath out. Back up, inhale. And then walking the right hand over to the right as you exhale. Sweep the left arm overhead and find lots of length through the left side body. Now notice if that left hip wants to come off the left sit bone, then just keep grounding that left sit bone down, pressing down into the right hand so you're still finding length through the right as you breathe in more space into the left side. And keeping the lips closed, breathing in and out of the nose. Slow breath in. And long breath out. And grounding down into the right hand, come back up on the inhale. And then we'll switch sides, bring the hands behind and switch the cross of the legs. Up onto the fingertips, breathe in. Hinge at the hips and fold in halfway on the breath out. Back up, inhale. And again, folding in, exhale. Back up, breathe in, last one. Fold in, breath out. And then back up, inhale. Walk the left hand out to the left. Ground into the left hand as you sweep the right arm up. And then a little bit more of a lean over towards the left. But again, keep grounding that right sit bone down. Finding more length through that left side body. Breathing in more space into the heart as you turn the rib cage ever so slightly. And see if you can find the length from the fingertips all the way to that sit bone. Take one more inhale. And then back to center as you exhale. Bring the hands behind you again. Plant the feet down. And just windscreen the legs, so drop the knees over towards the right. And then back up. And then over to the left. And then back up. And then again over to the right. And left. And then we'll bring the legs over to one side as we bring the hands down, come into a tabletop position. So you want your hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And once you come into the pose, and if you feel your knees here, you might want to bring a blanket underneath the knees. So in yoga, we're on our hands a lot, so it's really good to just find this foundation with the hands. So the fingers spread wide, knuckles ground down. And the fingertips are okay to come off the mat, but we want to stay with the fingertips grounded. Sorry, the fingers are okay to come off the mat, but the fingertips need to stay grounded and the knuckles need to stay grounded. This will help you with down dog or any poses that were on the hands. So just little rocks from side to side. And take a breath in, move the chest through the arms and send your sit bones back, so allow the spine to curve. And as you exhale, chin to chest, round, curl in, round the upper back. And then again, breathing in, opening up. Heart moves forward, sit bones back, keep the elbows soft. Exhale, round the spine. And last one, breathe in. Round, long breath out. And then as you keep the rounding, take the right hand and bring it over to the left corner of the mat. And then start to bring the bum a little bit further back, so sit bones back. And drop the head down. So you're finding length through that side body once again. Really reaching and finding more length through that right side. Take an inhale into the back of the heart. Stay long, exhale. And then slide the right hand back in, switch sides. So left hand over towards the right corner. Bringing the bum back towards the heels and let the head be heavy. Breathing in. Slow breath out. Inhale. Steady exhale. And sliding that left hand back in. So we're going to move to downward facing dog. So if you've never done this one before, then listen carefully. Rather than thinking about the legs needing to be straight, I want you to think more about the spine being straight. So we're going to walk the hands a hand's distance forwards, pick the knees off the mat and keep the knees fairly bent as we press the chest back to the thighs. So especially if this is your first yoga class or you've only done a couple, it takes a while to really open the hamstrings. So it might be that you just keep bending the knees and finding lots of length from the fingertips all the way to the sit bones. And maybe you'll stay here, or maybe you can start to pedal out through the feet if that feels okay for the legs. And it doesn't compromise the spine. So once you notice that the spine starts to round, that's when you need to bend the knees even more. Then we'll walk towards the top of the mat. So just take your time. We're going to walk all the way to the top nice and slow. Just keep bending the knees. Slide the hands to the shins and take a halfway lift. So lengthen the spine, think flat back. And really breathe in that space. And then exhale, keeping the knees bent, forward fold. And then again, hands to shins, breathe in. Really press down into the big toes as you lengthen. And then exhale to fold. And let the arms be heavy, knees bent. We're going to roll all the way up to stand. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears, take a big breath in. Down the back on the breath out. Sweep the arms up overhead on the inhale. Grab a hold of the right wrist and lean over to the left as you exhale. Come back to center, breathe in. Grabbing a hold of the left wrist and lean to the right on the breath out. Back to center, inhale. Forward fold, so bend the knees as you slowly come all the way down. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Now this time as you exhale, we're going to step the right foot back and drop the right knee down. So again, if you need your blanket there for support, you can grab it. And just have a quick look towards your left foot and make sure that your left foot is in line with the left knee. If it's not, just slide it a little bit more forwards and bring the left hand onto the left thigh. So it might be that you stay here if this feels really good and you just want to stay, then hold. Otherwise, pressing down the left hand to left thigh, we're going to sweep the right arm up and come up, breathing in. And then again, little side body stretch, lean over towards the left on the breath out. And then back to center, inhale, reach up. Right hand back down to the mat. And we'll take a twist here, sending the left arm up and turn the rib cage towards the left. So we're twisting from the navel. And just keep the legs exactly as they are. So the right hip point's pointing forwards, that left heel is dragging in. So we're opening up through the psoas, opening up the front of the hips, but then finding a little bit more mobility in the spine. And take another inhale. And then lowering the left hand down. So maybe the left hand will come to the mat, or you can bring it back onto the left thigh for more support to pick the right knee off, and we'll do a big step forwards. Right foot meets the left. Halfway lift, hands to shins, breathe in. Now we'll step the left foot back, big step, and drop the left knee down. So again, quick look towards the right foot, make sure the heel is in line with the knee, right hand onto the right thigh. Either you can stay here up onto the fingertips, just allowing the hips to move even more forwards. Right heel drags in. Or keeping the back toes tucked under, this will help you for more support. Sweep that left arm up. Either stay or lean over to the right. And back to center, breathe in. Left hand down to the mat on the breath out. Now we twist towards the right. Send the right arm up. Turn the rib cage towards the right. So if it's okay for the neck, you might even send the gaze up. So big inhale. Twisting that little bit more as you exhale. Breathe in. Now this time, as we bring the right hand down, we're going to heel toe the right foot wide and gently step the right foot back. And just ground the hands down, little rocks from side to side. And bring the knees together, move the hips over to one side and then send the legs forwards. So again, I'm going to mirror you. I'm going to send the left leg forwards, right knee draws in, and lower the right knee down. Sole of the foot to the inside of the leg. So again, you might feel like the knee is really high up here and like you're tilting back. Then grab a hold of that pillow and bring it underneath the hips. Up onto the fingertips, take an inhale and just allow that right knee to get a little heavier. Gentle hinge at the hips as you walk the hands forwards. So maybe you want to stay here in the fold, just really opening up the back of the leg, the hamstring. Or maybe you walk the hands back a little bit and you take the left leg out to the left. Heel comes in towards the groin. And we do another side bend here. So just getting a little deeper into the inner thighs here. And again, opening up through the side body. Maybe that right arm goes up. And just keeping the right knee heavy. And breathing into the heart. Rib cage just gently turns to the left. Or to the right. It's to the right. And we're not here for too long, so take an inhale. Slow exhale. Ground the sit bones down, send that right arm straight up. And then coming back up gently. Left hand underneath the left knee. Lean over to the right, plant the foot down. And then we'll switch sides. Extend the right leg. Left knee hugs in and then lower the left knee down. Sole of the foot to the inside of the right leg. And again, adjust if you need to take that pillow. If you had it underneath the right knee, put it underneath the left. Walk the hands forwards. Big breath in. Bowing in on the breath out. So again, either you can stay in the fold or walk the hands back in and take the right leg out to the right, heel in towards the groin, and then leaning over towards the right, maybe the left arm goes up. So breathing in and out of the nose if you can. In yoga we call this Ujjayi breath. So it's just a subtle constriction of the back of the throat. And it creates a soft sound that you can connect back to, that you can use as your anchor to really just stay in the present moment, to ground. So one more inhale. And pressing into the right hand to gently come up, just mindful of the low back. Right hand underneath the right knee. Lean to the left and plant the foot down. And then release the left foot and plant the left foot down. Bring the hands to the shins and take an inhale, pull the chest through. Think about that cat and cow we did right at the start. And then chin to chest, round, long breath out. And then again, breathing in. Send the gaze up, roll the shoulders back. Exhale to round. Now last one, inhale. As you round, we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Slide the heels a little closer in and we'll take a twist. Hips move over towards the left, knees to the right, and you might want to take your pillow here and bring it underneath the knees. Arms open wide. And we're going to turn the gaze over towards the left as we ground that left shoulder down. Big inhale. And slow exhale. It's starting to rain now, but it's actually really relaxing. And then bringing the knees back in. And we'll switch sides. So hips slightly over towards the right, knees down to the left, and then grounding the right shoulder down. And just breathing in more space. Send the breath all the way to the hands. And just allowing the body to get heavier with the exhale. And coming back to center. And we'll extend the legs long, so feet as wide as the mat, maybe a little wider. Arms out wide with the palms facing up. In yoga, this is called Shavasana. This is how we seal the practice. Complete the practice by just allowing the body to fully receive. So breathing into the belly, allowing the belly to receive the breath. And just starting to let go with every exhale. Still breathing in more space with every in-breath. It's just like you're wiping the slate clean. And finding more center, more softness with the out-breath. Now, if you want to stay here a little longer, you can always pause the video now. Thank you for practicing with me today, yogis. Namaste.